I'm Master Trooper Gary Cutler.
And I'm Sergeant Blake White, and we are with the Colorado State Patrol.
And this is podcast number 4, special edition. What we're going to do on this one is we're going to talk about recruiting. We want you to join us.
The Colorado State Patrol podcast.
Troopers with a microphone. Now we're in for it. It's roads less traveled. With Blake and Gary. I think they're ready.
And I keep count on it, but this is podcast number 4, so we keep going with these. But maybe we'll hit double digits. I'm excited.
Maybe,
about that.
yeah. I think we've arrived.
We have, we haven't been canceled after the first couple, like a few things have.
So today we want to talk a little bit about our openings that we have for the cadet trooper position right now. I think it's not very common that we open it up. Maybe once a year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the last time that we opened it up. So we currently are accepting applications. And the window closes December 18th. So it's pretty quick as far as the window when we open this. And it closes off until they can start processing all of those thousands of applications.
It is.
So it's definitely a unique time to get in. If you are interested, we want to talk to some people today. We actually have guests today.
I know. What are we thinking about here?
I know. This is a big step up for us to actually bring people in. Now, understand we're trying to deal with the way to bring in guests because we work in a very small space with a shoestring budget at times. Yeah. So bringing in guests is a challenge. But I'm confident we can make it work.
Yeah. We've got a spot for them and we got a camera and we'll bring them in and talk to them
and Zoom.
And Zoom.
Maybe a little bit of Zoom or Google Meet, whatever you want to call it. Video call.
Yeah. I have a great little Zoom entrance.
I'm sure you do.
For those of us that were alive back in the 70s, hopefully you'll remember this when we get to it. But every time Zoom has become this popular thing of people talking, I think this is a great intro for it.
What year is this from?
1972.
Yeah.
Do you remember back when?
Do I remember? No, because I wasn't born in 1972.
No, you weren't.
I'm not that old. I know you remember Zoom or whatever. I don't even know what to say about it because this is your mind goes into some interesting places. I was thinking the video call, but
Yeah. Well, see, ever since that happened, it was like Zoom, and then I was like, oh my gosh, they've named
you're
it after
stuck
that.
in a loop.
Somebody probably saw that back then and actually named it after it or something.
We're gonna bring in somebody on a video call because we're high tech here,
right? This is our last podcast of the year, so
it's true.
I'm hoping for really great things in 2021 through
there
not only for everybody but for this too.
And you'll get your 1 million subscribers or whatever in 2021.
It's inching up. It is every week a little bit more. So
one by one.
Yes.
Again, if we get one per day, Gary, we're almost there. And many years.
Yes.
We'll both be long gone by that time.
Eons, decades, all that kind of stuff.
Like we said, we got some guests coming in, and these are some pretty awesome guests, in my opinion. I think it's some of our, we got some strong members that are coming in today to present a variety of experiences and knowledge. And I got to say, I'm pretty happy about it. I'm pretty thrilled.
Yep, and I think it's going to be an eye-opener for a lot of people if they're planning on becoming a trooper. Kind of gives them an idea of who we are, what their backgrounds are, and what you can kind of expect once you get in.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, like I said, this one's going to be a little different. We're going to have some guests, not in the studio because we really don't have that big a studio. So let's just bring on our first trooper, and it's Trooper Angie Degal.
Yep.
And I always kind of mess up your name a little bit there on the last part, and I always apologize on that. So, but we've known each other for years.
Yes.
We have worked for a long time together. So how are you doing, Angie?
I am doing well, thank you.
Great. We are excited to have you here. I was thinking here with holidays as well and stuff like that. What's your favorite holiday movie?
A Christmas Story.
A Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I'm not a Christmas Story person.
Oh,
I'm probably like Home Alone or Elf. Those are my top. Those are some of my. But I love Christmas movies. So even Christmas Vacation, they're all good.
See, Christmas Vacation, that is my favorite, I think. But she also took my second best. Actually, the house the other day sold for the Christmas Story, and it sold for like a freaking fortune.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah. I don't pay attention to that. Was that the little old house?
Yeah.
Are you talking
The
Home Alone or
1941.
Christmas Story?
No. Okay. Home Alone also sold a while back.
Yeah, I
But
know.
No, that's a
I
different.
feel bad for
genre
those
stuff
people that
like
live in those houses.
Yeah, I saw that the other day. They were talking about they have to put fencing up. People still drive around there. It's a 30-year anniversary of that.
Yeah,
so
sure.
Have you ever visited any of the movie sets there, Angie?
No, I have not. I'm not a stalker.
Oh,
Gary is. So careful what you say. I'm sure Gary has visited plenty of film locations.
Plenty of selfies here going, look at here. I'm over here with
life goals.
Yeah. Lord of the Rings, So.
So, Angie, how long have you been with the State Patrol?
A little over 12 years now.
12 years. Wow. And where have you been assigned? What kind of duties have you done?
That's the great thing about being with the patrol. You can move all over. I started out in District 4, which was up in the mountains. And then I transferred to District 3 out in Sterling. And then I was a background investigator at our academy. And then I transferred to the Homeland Security Unit and worked in our kayak, which is the Colorado Information Analysis Center. And then I put in a transfer and I'm back on the road again. I work out of 1C, 1B on the tollway out in Castle Rock.
Angie and I work together out in 3B. That's the northeast part of the state. And so you brought up a good point of we were out kind of in a very rural area, but now Castle Rock, you're more in a metro area.
Yes.
How does that work for you going back and forth, and what kind of experiences do you get with that?
Things just move faster. In our rural areas, I had more of an opportunity to be more greatly involved within the community, and people knew you by name. You'd go to a grocery store, they knew you were the trooper. The rural, in the metro area, not so much. You're just working out there. But the speed is just so much greater.
And I would say, I think that's one of the cool things about the State Patrol is you've got everything from metro area, rural area. Just it is with us being, covering the entire state. There's just so much variety in what you can do. And just like Angie's saying, with even the stuff that she's done over the years. I mean, I think that we've all been fortunate enough to see and do a lot of things in these areas. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly. Because when I came into the state, I wasn't from Colorado. That was the other thing. I got to come in from another state. I didn't know where I was going to go, and so you spend, 2 years someplace and then you get to decide whether you want to make it. And I ended up staying there for 8 years where I was.
So tell us, why did you join State Patrol? Like, why initially get into even policing or the State Patrol in general?
I want my work to matter. And talking with my husband, he's the one who actually encouraged me. He goes, you should apply for State Patrol. And I didn't know at first. So I got on the website and started looking at what does State Patrol do? I had moved to Colorado from Texas. And in Texas, our state troopers have a great reputation. And in Colorado, they have that amazing reputation as well. So when I was on the website and I saw that there was a canine unit, there's aircraft, there's hazmat, there's our motor carrier safety. There were just all these different things that a person could do within the state and never you could move all around, never have to leave the agency, but get so many different opportunities, experiences. I was like, I think this is what I want to do.
What would you say to, women that are looking at this as a career, just like you have experienced? Why should they come to the State Patrol?
There's so many reasons. I was an older cadet. I was 37 when I went through. I'd had children. I was a mom. It was the day I graduated from the patrol, from the academy. That was the proudest moment of my professional life. It was something that I accomplished that not everyone does. They're just not handing out badges. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. But it was something that I accomplished because I had the determination and the willpower that I was going to finish, but also because I had my team with me. When you go through the academy together, you rely on each other's strengths and you build up those weaknesses together. People don't look at me different because I'm a female as far as maybe she can do it, maybe she can't. No, they just expect you graduate that academy, you're locked on, you can do this. You are treated with so much respect. One of the neatest things I think is making a traffic stop. And there'll be a little girl in the car and one of the parents will say, can you please talk to my daughter? She's never met a policewoman before. I mean, that is just so neat. And to have a positive impact on life, on the lives of others. And just being a woman, we do bring a different aspect to the job. We generally communicate better. We are able to de-escalate sometimes a little bit faster. The only limits you have are the limits you put on yourself with this agency.
No, that's awesome. I appreciate it. And I appreciate your insight on this because obviously, you've got a wealth of knowledge over the different units and your time on. So we greatly appreciate you coming in and talking to us about this. And hopefully it's, really meaningful to those that are looking at this because I think it's important to share these.
We really haven't even pushed recruiting this way before ever. Next time we might be able to get a little bigger area and have everybody sit down together at the same
We can
table.
only hope.
Yes.
Post-COVID.
Exactly. Or just post a different office.
Post everything.
All right. Well, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, so we got Allie Gunst with us, and just learn a little bit about you, Allie. Tell us who you are, what you do, like what hobbies do you have?
I am with 3C up in Fort Collins. I've been a trooper for 2.5 years. And for my spare time, I like to do yoga. I work out and I like to hang out with my dogs. I have 2 dogs who are like my children, and spearfishing. So it's
Spearfishing.
yes, spearfishing.
That's one that I have not heard before.
No,
That's pretty
Yeah.
awesome.
No, it's fun.
That's pretty unique.
Tops all of my hobbies.
No, and I wouldn't say most people would suspect a spearfisher from Colorado. What would you say the best thing about working for State Patrol is?
So the best thing about working for State Patrol, so I love this job. I can't express that enough, and I can't even put into words how much I really, truly feel about this job. It is different every day. You never have the same thing twice. You get to meet fantastic people, and even getting the impaired drivers off the road, not just for the people driving, but for their safety as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we talk about that a lot of the time too, where, you're looking at everybody's safety, and whether it's that driver that made the wrong decision to go out and drink and drive, we care about them as well. And we don't want them getting hurt. Right. And I think some people forget about that as well.
And I think a part of this job, it's about having compassion. You have to do this job because you love it.
So I think one of the cool things that Allie's talking about is the really human part of this job that some people don't think about is working with each other and working with the public and all that. It's just, you see a broad variety of things and people and helping them is I love that part of it too. I'm sure you know.
I definitely have. And, back when I was working in the rural areas, it was just kind of interesting to me that out in the middle of nowhere, you're, having a contact with somebody and they're from some other part of the country, or sometimes even a different, country. And it's exciting and to get to know some of these people. I mean, you don't always have to write a ticket to everybody, but I've met people from Germany and other countries, and then they like to find out a little bit about us. And so it's really a positive thing.
And find out that we have a spearfish. Is spearfisher the proper term for this?
Yeah,
Am I using
spearfisher, yeah.
Spearfisher.
I just started. Let me make that clear. I'm
No,
not very good.
no, you already
My
said you're a
significant
spearfisher.
other, yeah, he's very good at it, but it's fun.
Allie, I'm just gonna throw this out. I don't plan on going spearfishing.
Just do it. No, just do it.
I'm an adventurous type person, but the ocean is not probably my number one thing to go jump in and be like, hey, let's go find some fish and spear them. But I think it's pretty
well,
awesome.
the only place I've ever seen it is on the television show Survivor, and it looks extremely hard. So, I mean, has it taken you a while to get used to that?
Oh yeah. Well, I've gone like twice. So I'm not a professional.
No, you're a professional at this point. You're much more professional than us.
Yeah.
So we'll give you that.
It's honestly, it's fun.
Have you speared a fish?
No, I'm very bad at it.
Okay,
right.
might be a little premature.
I am premature, yeah.
No,
Okay,
it doesn't. You don't have to technically have the fish as long as you're
No,
out
but
there doing it.
it
It's
is
like,
really cool. So like my significant, he goes down a lot.
No, it's awesome. And I think we've talked a lot about, kind of your hobbies, because obviously I think it's fascinating. But why would you say, for other women looking at this as a potential career, why should they consider it?
It's an amazing opportunity. It's an amazing career. And I know that some of my female friends, they're like, I want to do it, but you're by yourself in your patrol car, which is not true. You are by yourself in your patrol car, but there's always county out there, your other troopers. We are one big family. It's nice to see a female trooper on the road and to be able to, maybe recruit our younger generation. And we could do anything. I know that sounds so cliche, but we really can. We can do anything. And I believe that, like I said before, a lot of people don't discover their true talents, or they think I'm not cut out for that. You are. You can't put brakes on in your life. You have to go after what you want to do. And this is a career I wanted to do, and I knew I wanted to do it. And it's a great career.
No, I think that's awesome. And I think that's awesome to talk about, kind of the fun part of it, and how, it's a challenge just in law enforcement in general. There's every day is kind of a new experience, and it's pushing yourself and going out to help people and all that. I think it's awesome. I want to throw something out that I happen to know that I'd say most people don't. I don't know if we could say the celebrity's name.
Yeah.
But I do know that during a contact you had a pretty cool encounter.
Yeah, and that was motorist assist.
Yes.
Their car got stuck in the, can we say it?
Yeah, let's say
right.
who it was.
So I came on a motorist assist with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Right? Did you?
I wouldn't expect him to need an assist.
I was, he's like, my car got stuck. I was like, is that Arnold Schwarzenegger? And I was like, oh my God, that's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I think that's pretty cool.
It was very, I was starstruck. He's a person, and he needed help that day and I helped him. I thought he'd be able to push it out.
All right, Allie, thanks so much for coming in and just sharing a lot about, why you joined and who you are. And I think it's really cool to hear these experiences and see the kind of people behind the badge that we have working for our agency. It's really neat just to see the variety of, experiences and hobbies and everything that, we're seeing with this.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so our next Master Trooper is coming in, and they're going to go with Zoom. And this is where I thought this would be great. We're going to do a Zoom intro from my 1972 memories. So here it is.
Come on and Zoom, come on and Zoom, come on and Zoom, come on and Zoom, come on and Zoom.
So Gary, I appreciate your thoughts on Zoom. I think I'm going to guess the vast majority of people and comment and tell us if I'm wrong, but I'm going to guess most of you did not think of that Zoom when you heard Zoom.
I know, and I'm enlightening.
So great, Gary. I don't know why you brought that or why your mind goes there, but it's always fascinating to learn more about the mind of Gary Cutler.
Yes. All right. Well, why don't you tell everybody who we're going to be talking to?
Yes, we got Master Trooper Amy Engelman coming to us from Gunnison on our Zoom or video call. So we are very appreciative to have her. We can't have her in the office, and it's also good just to hear from her today. So we're thrilled that she's with us.
So how things going for you out there in Gunnison?
It is awesome. The weather's a little cold, but that's okay. That's what we expect when we live in the mountains.
Well, that's why we rather than have you come in from Gunnison, obviously we're located near Denver. We got you on the Zoom call, which is pretty nice to at least have you in with us for kind of, somewhat in the studio, right?
Kind of standard with what everything's going on. Everybody's used to these now, so we figured
exactly.
everybody would be able to handle it.
Why not?
So tell us a little bit about yourself. What did you do before the patrol?
Well, prior to coming to the Colorado State Patrol, I actually worked at Gunnison Valley Hospital, and I was one of their admissions clerks, and I had my EMT basic.
So that's, again, one of these jobs that you just don't expect a state trooper to have. What made you make that change?
I actually wanted to be a probation or a parole officer. And so prior to going into that field, I thought I wanted to work law enforcement first. And now it's 23 plus years later, and I'm still loving being a trooper.
So 23 plus years later, what would you say after all these years, your favorite thing, the thing that you like the most about the State Patrol?
I would have to say the people that you get to meet. So it's not always our coworkers, but we are given an opportunity to serve the state of Colorado's community.
And you are a recruiter, so you've gone a step further than the rest of us of really promoting the State Patrol. How long have you been in that position, and what made you want to do that?
So I've been in the selections unit, part of the academy staff, for the last 5 years. And because I live and love the Western Slope, I wanted to promote this side of the great state of Colorado and get more troopers out working over here.
So as you're, working in selections, working the road, anything, along those lines, or really anything in the patrol, what would you say your number one goal is every day?
Well, our goal as state troopers is to save lives, and we each get to do that in different roles. I still, by being a recruiter and being able to go out and about, I still patrol the highways. I get to educate the public through job fairs. Now they're a lot more virtual. I participate with our youth academy, and I'm just engaged in my own personal community. So it doesn't really matter what role you have in the State Patrol, but you're definitely saving lives.
So one of the things we've been hitting on are women in the patrol on this episode here. And one of the things that the State Patrol has is the Women's Resource Network. And I know that you're a part of that. How does that help with your job and what you do with the State Patrol?
You know, women bring balance into law enforcement. In this profession, we need different perspectives. We always are hearing about how we want change in law enforcement. And I'm a firm believer that women are part of that change. And so being a member of the WRN, the Women's Resource Network, it gives us an opportunity to help each other in a profession where there's maybe not always a lot of women.
So it's really been a positive experience for you. So what kind of things would you tell somebody that, might be kind of hesitant on it and doesn't have the background you have, why they should look at this and say not another agency or even another career field?
The one thing that I can say is that we train our people to take care of business. And I know that sounds kind of harsh, maybe for the public, but we give people the skills to go out and do this job that needs to be done. Somebody has to be a law enforcement. You get 26 weeks of training within the Colorado State Patrol. We teach you how to drive a car, shoot a gun, arrest people. We teach you about constitutional law, all those other factors that you get from other law enforcement agencies. But we have something that they don't have, and that's that we all start at the exact same place. So no matter where you're at in the state of Colorado, you know that another trooper went through the exact same academy that you went through.
So here's what I want to know as we continue to talk about, women in the patrol and kind of your experiences. What I want to know is more about you and, who you are when you're out of uniform. Obviously, you said you've got a family. I'm assuming you spend some time with them. What other kind of things do you do when you're not in uniform?
I am a wife. I am a mom of 2 college kids. I keep busy all the time. Living in the mountains gives me the opportunity to go hiking and backpacking. I go fishing because I live next to Blue Mesa Reservoir. We've got ski resorts. I don't ski as much as I used to. Mountain biking. So there's a lot of opportunities that this agency gives you in your off time that you can go do. So whatever those special things that are important to you, they're important to all of us too. And so it's important during your off time to be involved in your communities. And that's what troopers do.
I think that's cool. I think it's, the really neat thing about us being, again, a state agency is, you are involved in all the things, going in the mountains and hiking and fishing and doing all that. If Gary's more of a, I don't know, corn farmer, I think, did you ever do that? I don't know. I could see Gary as a corn farmer.
I've gone out and ate corn.
Exactly, ate corn. There's parts of the state that you could do that too, honestly. We have guys that have cattle and bison and are up in the mountains and doing, riding ATVs and all these things. And I think it's really cool that you bring that, you keep that as well. Because obviously, this is a busy job. And being able to maintain that stuff is pretty key as well. So it's neat to, I love hearing the different stories of what people are into on the side as well.
Well, and I think too, when you're recruiting people and talking to people about becoming a trooper, tell us about how those different avenues of either hobbies, interests, backgrounds helps the patrol.
It definitely helps the patrol. I can say that no matter what your personal background is, you are going to come into contact with somebody at some point in time. So the more experiences in life that you have, whether it's in the military or whether it's in college education, whatever those are, those experiences are going to help you to communicate with the public. So it could help to diffuse a situation where maybe somebody really didn't want to be arrested or they're just having a bad day. But if you can relate to them on a personal level, it makes things so much easier in this job.
Yeah, and I'll reiterate this too. And I think just like Amy's saying, one of the coolest things is we are so unique because of our people and the variety of experiences they bring, either, prior to coming to the State Patrol, even the things that they do in their off time. We've got people that have, businesses on the side. I think we got a coffee cart, supporting veterans down in the Springs. We've got just so many different things. And it's really cool to see this. And again, hear all of these stories. It's just, to me, I just find it fascinating.
Well, we also have different ages. Some people come in as soon as they are old enough to do it. Others, like me, came in older.
I came in as soon as I could do it. So I think
Yes,
that's
I know.
the
There
two
we
of
go.
us. Yeah.
See, yeah. So we got the youngster and the old guy. So, that's what we get.
What was it, Gary the kid? Master
Master
Trooper the kid.
Trooper
Yeah,
and the
there we go
kid.
again.
So-
Yep, I knew it would come back. Yeah. We have Major Afsoon Ansari in the studio with us. Major, how are you?
I'm happy to be here with you guys talking about the women in the patrol during our recruiting time.
So how long have you been with the State Patrol, Major?
I've been with the patrol for about 18 years now. I've had a really excellent career here, a lot of opportunities, and I cannot tell you how encouraging I want to be to the women out there looking for a different role to step into, a career where you're actually doing something that's extremely meaningful.
So, Major, one thing that I think is really cool is that the State Patrol offers a specific resource for women, the Women's Resource Network. And I know you and I have, organized some things for the yearly conference that, used to be done. I'd say, COVID right now has probably changed things, or I don't know if it's what's going on with that. But tell us a little bit about the Women's Resource Network and the goals of it and some of the things that you offer to our women in the law enforcement.
So the WRN, or what's known as the Colorado State Patrol Women's Resource Network, is a network of women that provide support and mentorship for one another throughout a career here at the Colorado State Patrol. That is part of being an inclusive and open law enforcement organization that supports its members, not only with conferences and training and that support network, but it's a place that you can go to know that you're supported within this agency.
So how would you say that the State Patrol has changed your life by becoming a trooper?
I tell people all the time that this career will change your life, and it truly does, for the better. It gives you a different perspective. It gives you structure and organization. It helps, it really helps organize your life and really have a sense of purpose, not only for the work you do every day, but what you represent as a Colorado State Trooper within your community.
And Major, as you talk, I think it's really cool to hear both of, what the State Patrol offers for women, but I think the other key is what women offer to the State Patrol and to the public. What would you say to other women that are looking at this as a potential career and joining our ranks?
I encourage women to look at this as a future career, to put in your application, do the hard work of getting through our academy. I couldn't believe that, I've been able to live in a career and get paid for doing the things that I do, that I enjoy every day. And I think you'll hear that multiple times over, not just from the women in the patrol, but all members in the patrol, that this place is really a family. And once you're here, I have such a strong belonging and sense of purpose here that I would love for someone else to come be a part of.
I think that's awesome. I know you and I have talked about it, Gary, a few times, as far as, the variety that we have in both patrolling the different areas of the state, working in rural, metro, specialties, all that we have to offer. So I think it's cool to also hear, and remember back what it's like to go have your office rolling down the roadway, because, we're based more out of a physical office at this point, but still we have that rolling office.
It is, and I think truly, if you like the outdoors, even though you're in a car sometimes, it's great to be out there during those times, and you get to see a lot of the country. I was a motor officer for 11 years, so I got to see a lot of it, and it was really great. And that's just one aspect of what you can do in the patrol.
And I think that's, again, a great point as far as serving the community and really just making Colorado a great place. I think, every one of us looks at that, and it's, again, saving lives and being out there serving the people of the state and those even traveling through and keeping them safe. I think that's what we're all about.
Yeah, because sometimes we are the first people that somebody traveling through sees.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
If they have a good experience with us, they let us know. They let other people
Yep.
know as well.
Yep. So, all right, Major, we greatly appreciate you coming in and sharing who you are and a little bit about the State Patrol and why the State Patrol. So thank you very much for coming in.
I want to thank you guys for the time here. We have our application process open between December 1st and December 18th. When you get the opportunity, come check us out. Get on our website and look for your place here at the Colorado State Patrol.
Just like the Major said, we have a very short recruitment time to get your applications in here. So we really would like you to contact somebody, get your paperwork in as soon as you can, because that's going to end really soon. That's why we wanted to get this out for everybody.
Yeah, and we'll put a link to the job posting in the video description. So be sure to check that out. If you have questions or anything about recruiting in general, reach out to us and we can connect you with a recruiter. And we'll do our best to get you all the information so that if you are interested in it, we can fill you in and make sure you're as prepared as possible and tell you about how much we love the job too.
Absolutely. So this was a little bit different for us, but we hope you got some information out, enjoyed it. We will see you next year in 2021.
Next year.
Yeah. Can you believe that?
Yeah, that's crazy.
It is. So anyways, until next time, stay safe.
Take care.